The biggest lie that the West ever sold, that women ever sold the Western world, is that women are equal. Biggest lie ever sold. They're neither physically nor mentally nor emotionally equal.
Oh, emotionally, that's a
So
good one.
why can't, yeah, exactly. Why can you hit a guy but you can't hit a girl? Because they're not equal. They're physically weaker. That's why. Why is the biggest insult you can give to a man, you're a woman, you're a woman, you're acting like a woman, you look like a woman? Why is that an insult, not a compliment? All women and all men know that men have an obligation to be good to women, right? But nobody's talking about how women have an obligation to be good for men. And that's why patriarchy is so important. Like, men with their power, they look out for the welfare of women. Women with their power, they don't look out for the welfare of men. They're looking like, oh, awesome, this is great. I got slaves now. This is fantastic. Let's see how much more benefit I can get. They're not benevolent with their power. That's why matriarchy is a disaster for everyone, man, woman, and child. In our community, nobody would think, period, regardless of your beliefs, that men could be bad to women and still be in good standing with God. But right now, we think that women can be bad to men and still be in good standing with
That's a
God.
good point. And the women get so mad because they're losing control of their husbands. Because men are actually like smart. So if they hear information that makes sense, they're like, oh, yeah, why am I listening to my wife? Oh, yeah, why do I have to ask my oh,
Women can't handle anything close to the reality or truth because we don't live on the same planet you guys live in. It's true. I see videos all day. Every single girl is a 10. Every girl needs a 7-foot tall guy who's a multi-millionaire. And these girls are like awful. They bring nothing of value to the table. And like, you have women being like, the world's awful because of men. I'm like, what do you mean? That's the craziest statement. I would say if you're an unattractive female, you're gonna live a life closer to a man because you're probably gonna have to work a little bit harder and people aren't gonna treat you as well. But in general, we are in an easier universe most of the time.
There are some women that when they date a black man, they have a certain level of expectation or a certain standard. However, whenever they date the white man, and I'm talking about black women, for some reason, when you date the white guy, and I do have a video coming up on it, and it's called the Black Wife Effect. But for some reason, you're okay with dating a dusty white guy and helping him level up, but you're not okay with dating a black man that is working on himself and helping him level up. A lot of black women expect black men to be ready-made, and that's the community. For some reason, black women get to comment as to why successful black men date outside of the race. However, you really never see any criticism or scrutinization when it's women like Kamala Harris, Kentaji, Candace Owens, Jean-Kareem Pierre, Don Lemon. There are so many black women that marry or date white men, but it's not scrutinized. But whenever you see a black man who just have a couple of light-skinned women on his yacht, Michael B. Jordan, Chris Brown, Drizzy, y'all get criticized. So it's very...
The only person that cares about a body count is an insecure person that's interested in you, but not in the count. Let me explain. The only reason these people care is because they're comparing themselves to people in your past, whether they know them or not. It's just more people from your past that they have to compete with. So it's not really them that has a problem with it, it's their ego. The truth is, this number doesn't matter and won't matter to your right person. And just know 99.9% of the time, if you ask someone their body count, they're gonna lie. Why? Because it's none of your damn business.
Tell me that you've been ran through without telling me. There is absolutely no way in hell that you can convince me that any woman that has a low body count is going to sit up on the internet and argue this point to prove that she hasn't slept with a lot of men or to make it socially acceptable to be ran through. These women's egos are showing based off the way that they react over a man's preferences. And let's be for real, women have absolutely no right to tell men how they should feel about this topic or their preferences. Women have the right to dress how they want to dress, date whoever they want to date, sleep with as many men as they want to. My body, my choice. They can make their own choices. They have power and control over their bodies. But along with those rights, men have the same ones too. And a man has the right to not date you if you have a high body count. His body, his choice, or is that just one-sided? So yes, it absolutely does matter for pair bonding. It has to do with sexual health history. Yes, there are some men that actually care about that. And if you've been ran through, it shows that you have poor decision making, you have poor judgment, you have no impulse control, you lack self-worth and self-respect, and these are not qualities that a man wants in his wife. But additionally, a lot of men spend a lot of time, money, and effort into courting women, so when he finds out that the man next door was able to hit it and quit it without putting in any work, he's gonna be pissed off. It's the same way that if you were dating a man for like a year and he turned around and got married to somebody else, you'd be like, what the fuck? I just put in all this work for a year and he turned around and got engaged and married to somebody else within 3 months. You'd be pissed too. And regardless, this is a perfect example of when men have preferences, women can't handle it. They call them insecure, controlling, manipulative, all of the things, but women can have a laundry list of preferences and it's perfectly okay. Okay, bye.
See, females want to nag at a nigga all day about what they do wrong. But if a nigga get the nagging, y'all gonna cry. Females got 50 sets of things that they want in a relationship with the men. Men only need 4. And we don't even need 4. We're gonna be satisfied if you just do one of them 4.
What's the 4? So I can.
Men just want respect, to be heard, sex, and just to be there, loyalty. That's all we want. But we female don't even complete one of those, they gonna be like, okay, I can vary with that shit. That's cool. We'll work through it. I ain't even tripping on that shit. But listen, females, 50. Even if a nigga get 40 of them correct, we doing 40 of those 50. Y'all letting the 10 that we don't do overpower the 40. So now you gonna leave me off the other 10 I don't do for another nigga who doing that 10 but don't do the other 40.
A woman said to me the other day, what do you think is one of the #1 dating problems? I said, if I tell you, you ain't gonna wanna hear it. She said, no. I said, I'm gonna tell you. She said, what? I said, in most cases, a man has to change for a relationship because women want men to be a particular way. But anytime a man remotely tells them about themselves, of what they want, you have to accept them for them. And that's a problem. You want a grown person to change for you, but you're not willing to change for the grown-up. In most cases, most men don't complain a lot about what they want. We talk about in most cases, lady, you get in your feelings, you're in denial. Unless you dated some very weak men. If you dated some very weak men, please do not jump in this conversation because you're gonna use your very weak men and make that the standard. In most cases, most men complain less about what they want in relationships. And most women think they're better in relationships they are because most men don't complain as much. Most men, when they start complaining about things that are bothering them, is when things are extremely bothering them. Most women nitpick about everything in a relationship, always complaining. You could take a woman who had a man that paid no bills and now you paying all the bills and they'll still find something to complain about.
That is only dangerous because of men, which is true. Statistically, violence, men.
But that isn't true. Let's get to the root cause of things. Manipulation happens when you focus on the effects and you don't go to the cause. So the root of it is that without a man and you were just here, you would have been eaten by a lion, a tiger, and bear. And guess what? If the lions and tigers and bears didn't get you, you wouldn't have the ability to gather enough calories for you to last. Because a woman can't manipulate the world how a man can. So let me explain to you how a world would operate with only women and only men. When men get together, we know, oh, he's stronger here, he has this skill here, he got this. Let the best person work this skill, and that creates a hierarchy from top down. When a woman get together, what you think about, you're all emotional. So you're tiptoeing all the time and you're looking at the sensitivity levels in this woman and that woman because you know that you are sensitive. So what you do is you start looking at everything in an egalitarian sense to equalize everything. You get 2, you get 2, you get 2, you get 2. The men don't operate like that. Did you do enough to get 2? If you ain't do enough, you're not getting 2. You get 0. Put in that work and then you get that. This is why on the Survival series, men, they was cleaning water fast, building fires fast, because they created that hierarchy. They put the best person in position first. The women, they was trying to do everything equal and by committee, so they couldn't create any order and any structure. The world wouldn't be safer without men. Nature killed more people than any wars and anything you can never imagine. And men, we built infrastructure to protect the woman from nature.
This girl was doing that to me, talking to other dudes in the bar, and I just went over to him, and I just, excuse me, sir, I go, can you give her a ride home? Because I'm leaving. And I left her. I left her in the city. I was living in Jersey.
Adam and Eve had sex, so what's the big deal?
Well, I didn't say that sex is the big deal.
The big deal is whether or not you have what is considered virtue and honor.
Who cares about
for
honor in
instance,
10 years' time?
Well, I'm going to explain it to you if you want the answer.
Yes, Cameron.
Other men are always going to see you as a cuck because they consider this to be low virtue. They're always going to consider you to be lesser than them, no matter how poor they are. The poorest man on this planet who has a virtuous wife who is loyal to him is always going to consider himself richer than any amount of money that you give yourself based on the fact that you let other men bone your chick. You have now told me multiple times the only thing which you value is money.
Yes.
God's not going to feed you. He's not going to clothe you. He's not going to take care of you. Though there's almost every other thing on planet Earth you could do to make money. You took the easy path to make money, and you shared the one thing that men never share, which is their woman, in order to do it. That's why all men everywhere will always consider you lesser than they are.
Women get custody because the court system favors them.
No, but okay.
And I'll tell you what, men are punished for being traditional in this country. They are. Because the way the court system, and see this, I'm gonna talk about this because I know things. Because the way the code is written, it's basically the person that spends the most time with the child. Well, if a man wants to protect and provide for his family, who does that punish? The guy for doing the right thing.
But the children spend more time with the mothers. Sometimes men are not as involved.
Correct. But it's because
children that want to go with them.
It's because they're at work, though. What's in the best interest of the child? When you look at single father homes, they fare very similar to two-parent households. When you look at single mother homes, they become criminals. I didn't know that. Yep. They become criminals, drug dealers, school shooters. Every really problem that you can look at in society comes from single mother homes. Single father homes, not the same.
When are y'all going to admit that y'all are prostitutes? The lifestyle that some of y'all are promoting is literally modern day prostitution. Whether you want to admit it or not, y'all love covering it up with get that bag, only using for what he has, da 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 da. But y'all forget to mention, like, bro, they're not doing this out the kindness of their heart. Y'all are selling that twat. I just recently seen the pictures and the videos of Aoki, 21-year-old woman with a 60-something-year-old man. I don't care how rich the man is. I'm not about to be running around here with my grandfather's age mate. One thing I've learned is to never envy somebody's life on social media, because you never know what they're doing for this money. These girls be posting up these luxury trips, these luxury bags, and black girl luxury or luxury in general. But what are you doing for that money? I don't know about y'all, but laying down with damn near a corpse who has gray pubes and saggy is crazy.
Okay, let me ask you this. How are your kids going to be an asset to me if I was dating you?
I would never date a man that ever asked me no craziness like that.
See,
I would never. Because you would never ask me how my kids would be an asset to you.
That's the thing.
That's insanity.
But see, I'm coming from a logical standpoint. You have to ask those questions.
Any woman,
and let me say one more thing.
It's going to let you say, how can your kids be an... No, sweetie. No.
Our generation is officially over.
Do we need? Bro, we need some more music, bro. All right, bro, we get it. Y'all want to slap that ass. Y'all want to make it clap. Y'all want to make it rain for a piece of change. Okay, we get it. God damn, bro. Everybody, bro. It's your fault, Sexy Red. I can't even be mad at her. It's your motherfucking fault. God damn, bro. Real talk, bro. I be going outside. I be seeing 12-year-olds shaking ass at the playground. Motherfucker, slide down the motherfucking slide, nigga, like you supposed to, nigga. Motherfucker at the top of the swing said shaking ass. Cause it is.
Dear TikTok, ban these accounts, and I will tell you why. This woman is partaking in gaslighting. She's part of a movement that is anti-men. Women all over the internet are saying, if we chose between a man or a bear in the woods, we would choose a bear because men are rapists, is what these women are saying. Men will respond that 1 in 500 men to 1 in 1,000 will ever commit a crime like that. Most of us men are innocent. Do not generalize us. We have rights too. Women will state, well, men will do crazy things, terrible things, so even if it's rare, it's still so bad that we will choose the bear every time. This is the fallacy of relative privation. Even though women will be victimized by a large percentage, larger than anybody should, they are using that statistic to attack men as a whole. This is called atrocity propaganda. When men speak up for ourselves, because to be generalized all as rapists is unfair and it is sexist, they then change the nature of their argument like this. For men to have to debate the logical argument, to say that we're not bad people, we deserve rights just like everybody else, and then to say, oh, you just want to get someone alone in the woods. This is an ad hominem attack, and this is gaslighting. And to do this in a public forum to try to frustrate men is cyberbullying. So, TikTok, I would like to politely ask that we modify the platform to capture cyberbullying like this. Men and women are equal online. They have no disadvantages. There's no need to protect this account versus my account or the man that I just offended in the last video. In the meantime, the world will see how Zoe likes to harass strangers on the internet. Great job, Zoe.
Women have a problem with submission because they view it as it's something that's negative. No. You should be able to submit to your man because you should be able to trust enough in his leadership. And a lot of the times when you men say like, oh, I don't want you going to a bar, I don't want you going to a club, it's because you're a fucking man. You know what happens there. You know that men there just want to fuck, or there's weirdos that want to like put shit in your drinks, or there's drama, or it's just a whole ass environment that you can't be there to protect your female if it came down to it. 100%. You would have to live with that guilt. Yeah. You know what I mean? She gets assaulted and you can't do nothing about the man that did that to her. You would live with that. And women don't understand that. They think it's control. No, your man's being a protector, as he should. And as a woman, you should respect it. You should honor the fact that your man can see the dangers that you can't. Simple as that.
I divorced my wife because the way that she started dressing. I told her from the jump that I don't like women that dress provocative. I don't like that stuff at all. You have to dress modest. You know what I'm saying? Only dress provocative if it's just me and you inside the house. So she started hanging out with these girls from a job. And, you know, I met them. And I'm instantly just thinking in my mind that this is not a good group right here. This is one of them groups where she's not going to want to feel like she's being left out and stuff like that. And I told her, I said, I don't think you should be hanging out with these chicks because all these chicks are single. You know what I'm saying? None of these chicks are married. You know, single women, they tend to get married women in trouble. So after about like a month, you know what I'm saying, of her chilling with these girls, she started dressing like how they was dressing. And I'm like, whoa. I was like, where you going with that on? And then she told me, she like, it's just an outfit. It's not much. I'm just, you know, just dressing for the occasion. I'm like, no. I said, no, you got to take that off. I'm like, no, I don't care who you hanging with. You can't put that on, man. You're not fit to go out there dressed like that. And instead of her going to change, she left anyway. She said, no, this is what I'm going to wear. All my friends are dressing like this, and this is just what I'm going to wear. Okay. When she came back, it only take one time to do that thought stuff with me. You know what I'm saying? When she came back, 2 o'clock in the morning, all her stuff was outside. All of it. She was knocking on the door, calling my phone, asking me to let her in. I said, no, it's over. I said, you only got one time to do me like that. And I'm like, yeah, it's over. Nah, heck no. I asked you not to go out there and dress like that. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like you showing too much. I said, it's over. So I threw all her stuff out and then let her back in. Call her mom and call her dad. I said, it's over. I said, I don't talk to people that dress provocative. I don't talk to people like that. And now she want to start because she's hanging out with these girls. I kicked her butt out. Fellas, one time, that's it. You let it fly after that, they're just going to keep doing it to you. One time.
What's something you'll get a lot of hate for if you say it out loud?
That men, their whole life was taught how to treat a woman and not what to expect from a woman. But women were taught their whole life what to expect from a man, but not how to treat a man.